Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickguard, and welcome back to Pokemon Too Many Types 2. Last time, we got our third gym badge at Flannery, and we also received the Go Goggles so that we can explore further in the desert. And we apparently ran into a hater bug crab. What in the nine hells could possibly be good against a hater bug crab? Okay, apparently the answer was ninjas. Of course. Truly, I was incredibly foolish to think that anything other than ninjas might be the answer. Alright. So, our team currently consists of Glub, the water frog ninja, an egg. I have no idea what's in the egg, but apparently it's also a ninja type. The electric dark Luxio named Obligation. The hater monkey Mankey named Vegeta. The ancient steel Aeron named Bronze. And the boring bird Tranquil named Flappers. So I am assuming that in the desert we will probably find an HM or something. A Sandile. Okay. That's a pretty interesting one. Sandile is, of course, a Florida ground... Okay, that one actually makes sense. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Oh! Oh, there's a button to toggle move info. Oh, that is so goddamn good. I had not realized that, but I know Florida is weak against water. Florida is not weak against water. Really? Okay, that surprises me. That surprises me quite a lot. Florida must resist water. See, this is one of the things that's so interesting about Too Many Types 2, is that it's fairly easy to intuit where two types would likely have an interaction, where you can be like, yeah, these two things are clearly related in some way, but it's not always immediately clear which way that relationship goes. Like, okay, Florida, constantly hit by hurricanes, probably has some relation to water. But it's harder to accurately predict, well, does that mean Florida's weak to hurricanes because it's constantly getting hit by them? Or is it resisting hurricanes because it's, like, it keeps not being destroyed by them, you know? And that might not even be the logic that's ultimately at work. Maybe it's not about hurricanes at all. Maybe it refers to just being coastal, or the various, Florida Everglades and marshlands. There's any number of reasons that you can come up with why the two types might be related. But it really does take... It's very difficult to actually figure out how the connections actually relate to each other. But ultimately, I think that is really the core fun of the entire experience. Like right here, I'm going to try using an electric move. Electric Ancient. What is my thought process? Well, there wasn't electricity in ancient times, so maybe they wouldn't know what to do with it. On the other hand, maybe it'll resist it, because it wasn't something that they had. Okay, it seems to have been neutral, so there was in fact no relation there at all. And it's just this kind of thought process that you're trying to apply to almost every battle that you go into. Because actually trying to memorize the new move chart is effectively an act of futility. It is simply too complex. It is not something you're easily going to be able to get a hold of. Certainly it's possible, but you would have to very carefully study it over a prolonged period of time. So I think it's more interesting to just hold on to a few specific pieces of information and essentially try to intuit each new encounter as it comes. And that's something I'm really enjoying about this. So you are a ground friend. Honestly, having a ground type would be really useful. In theory, maybe, perhaps? I mean, who the hell knows? I don't know what friend type is good against. But I am going to try to capture this sand shrew. I want to capture at least 2 Pokemon out here in the desert, and then I'll probably just hit repels while I keep exploring it. I also want to make sure that at some point I check out the upper level bike path here in the desert. That might be interesting. Okay, he has return. That's definitely a friend type. We've got an Ooga Booga, which doesn't do a damn thing. No surprises there. Maybe we can just get it from a Pokeball from here. Nope. It probably lives a low kick. Unless friend is weak against fighting. No. Okay. Friends must resist fighting. See, there's another great example of what I was talking about. Because friends and fighting. Okay, so is it going to be fighting can break up friends, or is it going to be friends don't fight? It's never quite clear what the relationship will be. Also, I would like to point out Vegeta finally did something without dying. You are going to get the name Pango, because you will evolve into a pangolin. There we go. Okay, TM for Sandstorm. That might be effective in stall tactics. This is one of the old Reggie. Stonejourner? Where? Where would there be a Stonejourner? I imagine that's probably also an ancient type as well. Okay, Torchic. Yeah. We're gonna start fast-forwarding through the Sandstorm animations just because they're rather lengthy. You're a Firebird, so we'll go with Spark. I've been trying to get a setup ready for starting my Alpha Sapphire Nuzlocke. It has proven to be a challenge. Yeah. Go ahead, Torchic. There is definitely a lot of difficulties trying to get some of these things set up in OBS, but so far it's been going okay. Alright, we defeated Brandon. Let's... Whoa, okay, remote. Oh, I can't move in any direction. Hold on. I think I am actually... Okay. I was actually almost soft blocked there. If I hadn't been able to manually toggle the bike off, that would have been a soft lock. Alright. So you want to fight me, do you? And just how the hell do you think you're gonna do that? Okay, with a throw. Throw is a fight stinky. We definitely need to get more Pokemon, since we are retiring basically 5 of them at every gym. Maybe Flappers can handle this. Air Cutter. Yeah. Okay, Stink Bomb. Interesting. Air Cutter seems like it's working now. Pardon the noise, I'm just setting up something with my Switch for later. There we go. Nice. There. Alright, yeah, let's just finish this guy up. Thank you. Alright, what else do you have? Flappers leveled up. We defeated Daisuke. So that cut across to the northern side, which seems to have been an intended solution to this section, since we were trying to go north. Diglett. I could see Diglett being sus type, but I don't know. No, it's a little ground type. Okay. Alright, Vegeta goes down once again, because of course he does. Some real great work, Vegeta. You're really pulling your weight around. Early Bird? Holy crap. Thing has Bulldoze. That's a good move. And Pokeball go. Nice. Okay. I'm going to name you... Okay, this is a bit of a weird name, but I had to find 150 goddamn Digletts in Galar. So I am going to name this 23 out of 150. It was the first thing that popped into my head. Not all these names are going to be winners. Yeah. You want to fight me? That's fine. Combi. Male Combi, which are the bug flying guys, of course. How does Fossilize work here? Fossilize using the Rock Tomb animation. There we go. This should be enough to kill it. There we go. Cool. Alright, we beat Camper Drew. What else do we got? Ooh, okay, another chance at a sand dial. Let's try fossilizing. Okay, that death roll hurt really bad. Okay, headbutt did practically nothing. That should be enough. Should be low enough to capture it. Good. Alright, we caught Sandile. Cool. And Sandile, we are going to name Miami. Cool. Let's get some of these new guys on the team. But first, I really need to get back home. We need a Pokemon Center. Ooh. If I leave... Ooh, boy. I don't know if this tower was here when I walked into the desert. And I am worried that if I move away from it, it might despawn if I'm right about it not having been here. So I want to check it out right now. The Mirage Tower. Do we have Pokemon inside the Mirage Tower? Yes, let's drop another Repel. Okay. Padlock, an item that raises the power of gatekeeping moves. Okay, that makes sense. So what kind of enemies are in Mirage Tower? Okay, a Diglett. We're just gonna run away. What else? Okay, Rock Smash, which is easy, since HMs are not locked. I gotta stop using the repels. Okay, so fossils. Money Pile increases the power of wealth moves. Jaw Fossil or the Claw Fossil. Okay, Anorith or Tyrant. I would actually really like a Tyrant. Cool. Alright. There goes the Mirage Tower. Yeah, I was definitely right about that not having been there. I would have seen it. Actually, I guess I don't need a Pokemon Center anymore now, do I? Oh, it's back. Okay. Now that it's back... Do the fossils refresh? We have Nose Pass, which is a rock thing. Go for the water. Of course, it has freaking confusion. Alright, Pokeball, go. Alright, we caught Nose Pass. Love wants to learn Sure Strike, which is Ninja. Ooh, okay. Unavoidable attacks are really good. And the fact Poison Dart is dual type could potentially make it less useful. I'm just going to take Sure Strike because it is simply more probable that I will get accurate information about weaknesses if I'm not using dual-type moves. Vegeta leveled up. Nose Pass has been added to the party. I'm going to name it Nose. Specifically, nose in Latin, which is Rhino. Cool. I keep meaning to not activate extra repels. That's fine. I am really curious if items are going to refresh. They are not. Okay. Well, just in case I run into any other Pokemon, we're going to walk out. Woohoo! There we go. Alright, we are out of the desert. And cool trainer Wilton wants to fight me with an Impidimp, which is, of course, a Dark Uno Goblin. Well, I think I just got the name of the episode, Dark Uno Goblin. Water? Great job, Blub. Cool. You also have a Hatena. Blub is a little compromised right now. Hatena, which is a magic vibe. Yeah, I can see that. How does Dark work against those? Dark works well against those. Good work obligation. Flappers leveled up. Flappers wants to learn Drill Peck. Oh. Hell yes. Oh, hell yes, Drill Peck. Feebas. Alright, is it Ugly type? Yep, it's Water Ugly. Knows only Splash and Tackle. So, Electric is definitely going to take it out. Nice. Wilton has been defeated. Let's see if Vegeta can actually pull his weight for once. The obvious answer to that, of course, being no. What the fuck is that? Lignoblin? Okay, that's a completely original Pokemon. The only name I can think of to be appropriate. What? What the hell is that? It's a Goblin Deez Nuts Gaslight type. Okay. This game has completely original Pokemon. I did not expect that. Let's get some levels on it. Yeah. You want a romantic battle. I'm not giving you a romantic battle. Let's try Ooga Booga. Didn't do much. Good job, Vegeta. Good job. You have once again proven to be the most useless member of the team. Whew, boy, when I named him Vegeta, that was a bad omen. Alright, well, how about bronze? You're using discomfort. Okay, we missed with fossilize. Let's try again. We missed. Let's try again. There. What grew to level 6? What learned Fury Swipes? Gonna swap out Bronze since his accuracy's been reduced by 4 stages, which is insane. Birds are probably good against bugs. To quote Misty from the, I believe, 3rd episode of the anime, birds eat bugs, Mr. Pokemon Master. The same episode where Ash had his first, like, kind of official Pokemon battle, which, of course, was against a samurai in a forest, where they both sent out a Metapod and they had a battle to see who could be the harder Metapod, which apparently went on for hours. Literally one of the stupidest moments in the entire show. If you have never watched the original Pokemon series, or if you did when you were young but haven't watched it in years past, like, give it a 3-episode test. It is painful to get through. Like, it is the stinky path. It is legitimately painful to get through. Like, it is really, really not good, those first episodes. It's so hard to watch. And yet, you know, there's a fun in that. Okay, Milcery is a fairy food. I think that's fitting. Spark takes care of that. What grew to level 9? You also have a Salandit. Go for the Spark. Go for the Spark. And I do not understand what this thing that hatched from my egg is. It looks like we are making our way to Fall Arbor Town. In search of trainers. Okay. Boo! Cool. Yes, back on the road. Alright, Vegeta's gonna get another chance. Sooner or later, Vegeta is going to do something useful. I swear. I swear Vegeta's going to do something useful. Like, surely it's a matter of just time and numbers, you know? Like, Vegeta can't be useless forever. Right? Right? Like, surely Vegeta can't be useless forever. It's just not reasonable. Nice. Cool. Oh. I guess you're mandatory. Alright, let's get into a fight. Cool Trainer Brook sends out Sandile, the ground Florida. Good job, Vegeta. You got intimidated. To be honest, Vegeta gets intimidated kind of easily. All it takes is one unexpected thing, and he'll... What? the... Okay. What the hell? Rodeo? A stacks with the spirit of the rodeo. I think back in the first Too Many types, those were Ohio type. God damn it! Vegeta, you suck! Why? Why are you so bad at this, Vegeta? Oh my god, all you have to do is get through one fight without getting knocked on your ass, and it's too much to ask of you. Oh. Look, I'm just gonna come out and say, the only fights Vegeta ever actually walked away from without major injury were the fights he had against opponents that were laughably weaker than him. Against anyone who has an equivalent level of power to Vegeta, I'm pretty sure he has a 100% defeat rate. Knockoff? I think I prefer that over Thief. The one exception to that might be Android 19. Because I think Vegeta was actually much more decently matched against 19 than he wanted to show. Because he did end up needing a Senzu Bean after that fight. He had a lot of energy drain. But then again, if 19 hadn't been absorbing his energy, I'm pretty sure Vegeta would have absolutely crushed 19 effortlessly. Which again puts him into the field of laughably weaker. The people he murdered on Namek definitely beat them when they were laughably weaker than him. He got crushed by the Ginyu Force until he got the Zenkai boost. I'm trying to think of any time Vegeta went up against an opponent of near equal strength and won. And the only one I'm coming up with is Goku in the Majin Buu arc, where it's only because Goku decided not to use his actual power to end that fight in a second. I got off on a tangent. Sorry, I've been thinking about Dragon Ball. I want to put together a video proving how power levels are not bullshit. I have all the evidence I need to prove it. I just need to script it out and actually make a video. Okay. That was a rougher fight than I wanted it to be. Alright, next route. So we're getting close to the next gym. We might actually be able to knock out the next gym this episode. Okay, Tinkatuff. Hello, little Tinkatuff. You are, of course, a Fairy Steel hater. Obligation, why don't you just keep sparking on things until you inevitably die? Ah, well that worked. Good job, Obligation. Ninjas. Alright, double battle time. Let's go. Alright, Ninja Boy Lung and Pokemaniac Wyatt. Why not and Mudkip? Okay. Why not is a baby Uno. And Mudkip is water ready. You know, that actually makes sense. Hold on. Typings are going to be reversed with the Uno reverse on the field. What's going to be too weak to handle this? Right, but it also has Shadow Tag, so... We need to take out Why Not. So that we can get what out of there. Splash doesn't do anything. Good. Mudkip's using fact check. Wait, it's Yawn. Yawn is now fact check. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Alright, Uno Reverse is now disabled, so types are back to normal. Mudkip will be weak against Electric again. Flapper's leveled up. Okay. Supersonic. Of course you have Supersonic. Naturally. And we're still not done because you have a Stinky Poison Grimer. What? You need to get out of there. We need to bring in our ace. Come on, Blub. You little bastard Mudkip. He's running a stall support moveset. You little jerk. Alright, at least we get Spark this time. Nice. Okay, what leveled up? Blub leveled up. Come on, Blub. I know water's good against Stinky. Perfect. Alright, now it's a 2v1. What is 15? What wants to learn Tiny Yelling? Which is little... I'll take that over Baby Doll Eyes. Whew. My left hand is having those very slight, painful muscle spasms again. Okay, so you're definitely a space type. You're a future space freak. Damn. That's a hell of a type. Oh my... There's so many great options for what to call this episode. Cool. Damn, that was a hell of a fight. That was rough. Steel Wing. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, another fight. Okay, you have a Lampent, which is a fire ghost thing. Let's go with that. And with that, Obligation wins again. Cool. I really don't feel like fighting twins right now. Okay, Tinkatuff. Let's actually see if we can't capture this thing. Blub, you're up. Let's go with Water Pulse. And Water Pulse. Okay. You are a mid-stage Pokemon, so you might be a little tougher. Nope, okay, we caught it. Cool. Yeah, yes. So you are... I asked my brain for something creative and it utterly failed. So you are just called Hammer. What next? Okay, a Sableye. Sableye might be fun. Blub. Can you handle this again? Wombo Combo, Water Pulse. Water Pulse. Okay, nope, Water Pulse killed it. Dang. Let's have Flappers take the lead. Okay, linking cord. So that's how we get around trade evos. Oh, god damn it, Ninja. Charcadet. Let's try Drill Peck. Cyclizar, which is a fast dragon thing. Well, you might be a fast dragon thing, but I am a... Okay, that does not work. Well, what about flying? That's all that did, huh? Well, what about fast? Okay, fast doesn't work on fast. Well, I am getting my ass kicked. Okay, so against the fast dragon thing, why not try Ninja? Okay, that worked. We just need to make sure we don't drop dead before we can win. Come on, let's get this done. Go, 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 go! There. Okay, Muck, that's gonna be stinky, so it's gonna be weak to water. Holy freaking hell, poison hurt. Cool. Yes, the ancient ninja technique of Pokenav registration. Yes, you make glass. We can now collect the ash. Alright. We really need Blub to live until we can reach Fall Arbor. I think we're basically right there, though. Perfect. Okay. We reached Fall Arbor. Quilla. Yes. Alright. You use the PC. You made the PC. Thank you, Lynette. And I believe we can get fossils here? And I would love to bring a Fossilmon into this. Meteors. My male combi didn't know that. I didn't know they could do that. I wonder what types it has now. Wait, male combi can evolve? Really? That is surprising. This is actually a thing written about on the side besides something about creating an artificial barrier to make sure you go the right way. That's adorable. Okay, the move tutors. Now you can relearn moves in the Pokemon summary menu. Wait, you can? Oh my god, they can. Holy crap, that is a huge feature. Oh. Oof, sorry about that, good buddy. Well, I'm shocked you got to Fall Arbor Town before me. It's almost like I gave you my bike. Adele was able to hook me up with another one easily. But now I'm here to stop and check if you've been training hard. Remember our declaration, especially when you haven't faced me or my Mach 4 team yet. Right, Fall Arbor doesn't have a gym. I had actually forgotten about that. My squad's evolved since our last battle. Get ready to be wiped. So we got Mousehold, who are the family guys. Of course. Damn, Flappers? Okay, Flappers was not happy about getting grounded. Wow. Alright, what's next? Florgato is a grass cat. You know what? Let's have what do a battle. I don't imagine this is going to go well. It is now a grass magic cat. Okay. Yeah, that went about as well as I anticipated. Okay, maybe Bronze can pull something off. Okay, I resist that. Let's try Fossilize. Okay. That did not do a damn thing. Let's try a Headbutt. Okay, that also did not do a damn thing. Obligation? Can you help me out here? Let's try Bites. Okay, that works pretty well. And Obligation goes down. I mean, we already know Vegeta's going to fail. It's just a matter of how is Vegeta going to fail. Good job, Vegeta. You died to a non-critical, non-super effective hit. You went down like a little bitch. For the 100th time. Okay. Florgato's down. Blood wants to learn Fling. We don't need Fling. What leveled up? Oricorio. Okay. Which Oricorio do you have? The Flamenco style, which is a fire dance bird. Water should work well against that. What the freaking hell? Okay, let's try being a ninja. Oh, that is some bullshit. It is running acrobatics. Okay. Damn it. Acrobatics is really strong. I fear that at this point, this thing might one-shot my entire team. I really don't know what I can do here. Maybe Bronze can tank a hit and let me heal some more. Okay, it went for status effects. That's perfect. That gives me a chance to get a little bit of recovery in the party. Okay, Obligation is healed back to full. That might be enough. Okay, Feather Dance. And let's also revive Blub and heal Blub. This thing is really not affecting me. Okay. I mean, what the hell can I even do here? I would prefer not to switch unless I have to. So, we're just going to fast forward as this ancient Pokemon slowly beats up this Oricorio. I can only assume that none of its attacking moves will be effective. No, it had an effective attacking move this whole time. What the hell, Oricorio? Okay, well, Bronze took out Oricorio. Good job, Bronze. Level 23. Grievard is next. Obligation. Why don't you take over? And let's see if we can't just spark it down. Nope. We did get the paralysis proc, though. I see. This probably kills. Yep. I cannot believe I survived that. Cool. Got him. Alright, Saf is beaten. That battle was decided before it even started. Maybe it was all that time I spent at the Wind Straits. I'm a little mad I lost. Heck, especially that you got here before me. But I can't let that push me down. I'm always looking to go faster and faster, and surpass my expectations of speed. Okay, so you're gonna end up like a speed trainer. Next time we battle, we'll both be going at Mach 5, so step it up. On a real note, I've been noticing these weird people around Hoenn, and now some of them are marching into Meteor Falls. Now, I don't really care about getting into something as boring as type politics, but if they're in my way of getting to Rustboro, I want you to have my back in driving them away. Nothing stopping us from becoming champions. Later. Okay, cool. Last little thing I want to do. We've got a TM28. And Fossil Maniac. Yeah, okay. So, no, you can't revive my fossil. Alright. Do you give me a rod? No, you're just a trainer. Okay, you've got a Rotom. A Rotom, which is a flying thing. We'll try water. Water didn't work. We'll try frog. Maybe frog will work. Okay, frog was okay. Frog was alright. Come on, Blub. Alright, Blub took him down. Cool. Alright. I think that is probably good enough for today. I'm going to heal at the Pokemon Center, adjust my team a little bit, and then we will be done. Next time we'll be making our way to Rustboro, which actually does have the 4th gym. So, I'll probably use some of the Infinite Candy in between episodes just to kind of get everybody in the new team up to around, like, 25. I think that's reasonable. Okay, so Vegeta I'm keeping on the team purely out of, well, frankly, it's kind of like a grim, honestly, at this point, it's basically just pure, grim curiosity. Let's also take the IPOM. And yeah, I think that's okay for now. Alright, so thank you all so much for watching, and I and Blub will see you all on the next one.